Tennessee Homestead. Fresh coffee in the kitchen? Feel free. Wanted to get a short video out to you folks today to wish you a very happy Independence Day. And I hope you're having a great time of it. Hope you're having a wonderful time with your family and the food and the fireworks and all the things that go along with Independence Day. Independence Day is kind of unique. It's the day that basically your founding fathers stood up and told the crown to kiss their tush. And fully expected to fail, by the way. Really did. There was a limited amount of that thought that they could actually win this, and they were deemed as being nutcases. So, you know, they believed that it was a divine providence that would pull this country together. And I have heard this time and time again. Usually, a lot of times on Declaration, when Independence Day and so forth, you have minorities classes jump up and well, you guys may have had it fine and good, but our ancestors were slaves. Okay, yeah, well, true. Got to look a little deeper in history, kids. So is mine. Matter of fact, even worse. My family is deep, very deep in the Native American culture, and grandparents are Lakota Sioux. Okay. And they were used for target practice. At least you were given 3 hots and a cot and put to work. Okay. And realistically, doesn't matter. Every culture that came to America, whites, blacks, Asians, if they look back at their history, at one point or another, those people were enslaved, period. Whites came here, the bulk of the whites that came to this country came as indentured servants, slaves. They were bought, usually off a ship sitting off in the harbor. Yeah. I have included down in the liked videos. If you go back to the main page of the site, I've got it listed as a liked video. I'm going to leave it up for a few weeks. But I'll also include a link in this description. A gentleman did a video on what ticks him off about Independence Day. And very eloquent fella. It's a long video, but worth time to watch it because he goes into the stages. All right. A lot of history there. Okay. A lot of information there. And done in a very entertaining and thoughtful manner. Far better than anything I could do for you. Okay. Highly intelligent gentleman. Worth taking the time to sit down and watch. Okay. But basically that's it. Talks about the hardship of, yes, those racist slave-owning whites and the hardships that their ancestors faced just getting here, okay, and selling themselves into slavery to get here. Every culture's went through it, okay? The whites went through it. The blacks went through it. The Asians definitely went through it. You're talking about every culture, the Irish, any group that came to this country had its horror stories. Okay. But we finally pulled together and assimilated into this crazy experiment called America. All right. Assimilation is what it takes. A group of people, different nationalities, different skin colors, different places of origin, picking up the American dream and saying, let's move this forward. Let's be a part of this. We've lost that. Now everybody wants to be Chinese American, Japanese American. Us poor whites, we're kind of stuck with either we're Native American or we're just Americans. Okay. I got a fly going nuts here. And that's what we all should be, Americans. What is good for our country? something to kind of stick in the back of your mind this Independence Day. Okay? What is it to be American? Can Muslims be good Americans? Yeah. But they have to assimilate into our culture. They have to put our culture ahead of their old culture. Okay? There's no bringing Sharia law to the United States peacefully. It's not going to happen, folks. Okay? You're going to start a jihad over it, and why don't you go home? You don't have to worry about it. Go home. All right? Sooner or later, we'll tangle. But right now, there's no point in it. And I know that you think that this is going to work, what you get going on, and it's not. Okay? There's a lot of Americans out there. They're not African Americans. They're not Asian Americans. They're not Japanese Americans. Hispanic Americans. They're Americans. And they're going to stand up and say, oh, no, you're not. See, we don't necessarily agree with you. That's the beauty of this country. We have the right to disagree with each other. Now, today, it seems like, if you disagree with somebody, then instead of putting your ideas out there and talking about it and so forth, oh, no, we're going to riot instead because you broke our hearts. You hurt us. Got this little feelings thing going. Yeah, tough. That right there tells me you're becoming ignorant culture when you start talking like that. Because if you don't want to know what people have to say and what they really think and incorporate that into your life and look at it from all sides, your belief may be the one and only, okay? But you want to hear the opposing views. And if you close your mind off to the opposing views, then my friend, that makes you something, well, there's no easy way to say it. You're an ignorant fool. I don't care how many transgender courses you've taken in college, you're an ignorant fool. Okay? I heard one guy say one not that long ago, and he said, if you're an English major in an English-speaking country, guess what? That's kind of dumb. It's got a point. There's college degrees out there that can get you a job, or college degrees that are pretty easy to get. Okay. And sad to say, most of our college students are getting the ones that are easy to get, But the fact of the matter is that's one thing I learned from my great-grandmother. Very wise woman. Never turn a deaf ear to people who disagree with you, because that's how you learn. That's how you understand. And you may learn and understand that your way is the right way to go, because these people are definitely hosed up. Then again, you may change your attitude a little bit. All right? And we're losing that in this country. That's because we're all become divided. It's time to step up and say, let's start thinking as Americans. Let's get back the guts and determination of our founding fathers. All right? And let's stand up and say with one united voice, okay, that's enough. All right? Let's quit looking at Republicans and Democrats, because they're liars. Okay? I always found it quite amazing that blacks are just, we're Democrats. Okay? You're talking about the party of the KKK, folks. Yeah. You had senators and congressmen sitting in there that were active members. And you guys kept voting for Democrats. It was like, huh? Really? You're voting for the party that in the 1950s did not allow the Civil Rights Act to pass. Think about that one for a minute. Martin Luther King didn't have to die over that. It was presented to Congress in the 50s, and the Democratic Senate shut it down. Democrats. Think about it. You have no loyalty to them. What did they bring you? Welfare? Oh, that was great, wasn't it? Black families before that were very strong family units, very conservative family units, hardworking people. There was a mother, there was a father, there was kids. Things worked well. Then we had the war on poverty. because the Democrats could no longer turn their back on the Civil Rights Act in the 60s because guess what? Too many voters got involved of all races, scared the poop out of them. Otherwise, they'd have shut it down again. Okay? And now you're beginning to see it. Okay? Your Democrats have moved on to now the Hispanics. You're not as important. They got you in their back pocket. So your desires not so important. Okay? You moved on. Next poor minority group. Okay? And you're standing there going, hey, whoa, what about us? We need jobs. We need decent places to live. We need crime-free streets. What about us? I'm not worried about you. Because you're going to vote Democrat no matter what. Because you've been brainwashed. They got you convinced. You're sold on it. Wake up. Wake up, America. All of us. Let's put away the titles. Let's pick up a title called American, and we've had enough. This guy does a beautiful job. I'm going to put a link in there. He's down in the like videos. If you go back to the main page, kind of tells you some of the plight of these lily white folks that came to America. And you'll see it's not much different than your ancestors. Okay? A lot of suffering, a lot of death, a lot of slavery. And they came here so that eventually their children and their children's children could be free people. Because where they were coming from, you were not. Something to think about. Let's look hard at history. Because if you don't know your history, you're damned to repeat it. Okay? So, go visit the link. It's a long video, but he's very, very well spoken and very interesting. And I hope that this year your conversations at Independence Day is, are we freer than our founding fathers were? Are we better than our ancestors were? Or have we let it go? He talks about the end result of that. Historically, we're on a road to destruction. We're on schedule, folks, just like a train. Okay? Democracies come and go. That's the reason your founding fathers gave you a constitutional republic that you've allowed politicians and power-grubbing people to turn into a democracy. And democracy by your founding fathers was nothing more than mob rule and destined for failure. And we're failing. Wake up, America. Use this Independence Day to celebrate, spend time with family, watch the fireworks, but also reflect. Is America on decline, or is it getting better? And you look hard at it. You make the call. If you think it's getting better, sit down, enjoy the ride. And hopefully, history's wrong. If you think we're in decline, maybe it's time we started stopping all this division, try to get united, and start trying to stand up for that constitutional republic that your founding fathers designed to benefit you and to help you, not to control you. Okay. Y'all have a happy 4th. Watch the video. It's very, very informative. And very entertaining, as a matter of fact. So, this is Richard Tennessee Homestead. I want to take a few minutes to, and mainly the reason for this is to help educate you just a tad bit, but mainly to say, God bless you, you're loved and appreciated, and I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful holiday. We'll talk to you soon.